Okay, so that's Hollywood doing like mediocre things. Tell us about Netflix. How's Netflix faring with
Yeah,
Wheelman?
Netflix. This is
My friend.
another Netflix release, which is they're doing a bunch of good stuff now. A lot of original movies, a lot of original programming, and this new one called Wheelman, a very blunt title, directed by Jeremy Rush, a really apt name to direct such a feature. And this is, I think, is his first time as a writer director. But this stars the
He wrote
great
this
Frank
too. Okay.
Grillo, and you're a Frank Grillo fan.
Yeah, I like Frank Grillo's work. He's good at playing an unlikable douche, and I'm just like, wow, that
But
dude.
yes and no,
he's perfect at that. No,
I think
I
most
listened to
people saw him
interviews too.
in Captain America. I think that's
Yeah, no,
where
totally got
most
that
people know him.
sense.
But the first time I saw him, he was in the movie Warrior, that Tom Hardy
Yes,
movie.
yeah, he was
MMA
the
one.
trainer.
Yeah, and he was so good in that. He was so believable. He has this like kind of this air of like authenticity that I really find works well with him.
Yeah, what's messed up is I heard, well, not messed up. What's interesting is I heard an interview with him just after Warrior, and he described his routine. I mean, I thought Tom Hardy had like a crazy workout routine, or even The Rock, where it's like I eat like 19 chickens a day and stuff.
Right.
His is he doesn't eat anything but like water and celery when he's in like a training thing.
It's funny because in that movie he doesn't even really fight. He's just a trainer. You don't see him do anything physical.
Yeah, but
he's in
like
shape.
He's got to have that look,
Yeah.
and to get that look, it's just like he describes his routine. I'm just like, how are you not? It's almost like do you remember when Christian Bale was
just
training
down
for
to like a latte and an apple a day for the machinist? Yeah,
yeah, it's borderline that there, and I'm like, how do you get the energy to actually work out when you don't eat anything?
Yeah,
period?
I guess you adapt, and it kind of gets you in that headspace.
Yeah,
more than
so
anything.
he's a guy to respect, man. He's really serious about the craft.
No, I'm really pumped, and I was really happy to see him in a movie taking the lead too. You know what I mean? Kind of taking the reins.
Yeah,
so
tell me about this, because I know Wheelman is like a getaway driver for
this
bank
follows
jobs for criminal activity.
a long list of movies of the heist movie, the car chase movie is a subgenre, and immediately when you kind of watch a movie like this, you rank it against all the great movies that came before of the car chase genre. You go to immediately think of Bullet, French Connection, the 7-Ups, Ronin. Everyone has their list of great car chase movies. I don't know if this one exactly enters it, but I will say it's a very unique movie in this genre. It follows a very basic plot where a heist goes wrong, and then all of a sudden he has to get himself out of it. It's the most basic car chase plot line ever.
Okay.
But what's unique about this movie is the way it's shot and the way we follow the action, because almost entirely the movie is shot within the car. There's nothing outside of it. So it's basically the back of his head and his side. So we're watching him inside this very confined space. And so all the action takes place in there. So Frank,
is that why I couldn't find so many like marketing images to throw up?
Right, there's not like a car like screeching through traffic. You know what I mean? A lot of the problems with shooting action movies in general, especially now, is like the rapid cutting, the fast-paced editing, everything. You don't get to see the action happen. It's way too like blurry.
Yeah,
gives
you
you a
can
little bit of headache.
You can blame like the Transporter and the Fast and Furious movies for making that popular.
So many movies are featured that way, and they're all terrible. But this movie is
hold it.
Not all of them, but it's a really gives me more of a headache to watching that style of action movie than anything.
All right.
Like I said, so the plot basically, he's on a job with he's the getaway driver for this robbery that's about to take place, and the people that is doing the robbing, he just met like 15 minutes earlier. All of a sudden, while he's waiting for the people to come out, he gets a phone call saying that he needs to take off and leave the robbers behind.
Oh, really?
And so they say he will kill them if he doesn't do it. So he chooses to believe him, and then while he's on the run, leaves the robbers behind. He's still on the phone, and they're saying that they will kill his family unless they do everything he says. So that puts everything in motion. So he is on the phone. It's kind of like the movie Lock. You ever watched the movie Lock, where it's basically all takes place within a car? It's another Tom Hardy movie, and he has to go to a destination, but the entire time he's in a car and he's on the phone. So it's a little bit like that in theme. And now, like I said, it's all taking place within the car, and it's just a fascinating way to do this movie, because you're not going to do really anything different. Like I said, the plot is so basic. So how do you spice it up? How do you bring any life to it? So you kind of shoot it a different way. You take the style, you add a little bit to it. And like I said, this movie doesn't work unless...
You don't get Frank Grillo.
Yeah, this movie doesn't work unless you're Frank Grillo. Okay. You know what I mean? So you get a very serious actor, and he carried this movie. I mean, it's basically him in every scene.
You sound impressed.
And so I am impressed. I thought it was done in a unique way. It follows a long line of very serious, intense movies that people really adore with all the car chase movies, like I mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this holds up really well compared to a lot of those movies. So this is really something I was impressed by. Given that Netflix kind of put it away, I was like very surprised to see it. I saw something with Frank Grillo in it. I was excited, and so I checked it out. Yeah, and he's fantastic. The movie was really well done. I was really impressed.
Okay, dude. I'm jazzed to hear that, man. One thing I like about I've always loved a good car chase movie, and we don't get car chase movies anymore. We get things like I mentioned Transporter, which Transporter is a series that has come into its own, but it's more about like the actions outside of the car,
Right.
the fight scenes and such. And Fast and the Furious started off as a movie that was centered around the chases. Now it's just they're flying cars between buildings. Okay, it's completely out of that realm there.
Right.
And besides maybe Baby Driver.
Yeah, I think with this and Baby Driver, it's kind of that genre has kind of been revived a little bit.
I love that.
What I mean? Awesome. It's a very interesting movie. The movie Drive, obviously, Nicholas Winding Refn with
Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Why do I want to say Harry Gosling? What the hell's Harry Gosling?
Harry Gosling. But that was a very good movie.
It's a very Harry Gosling.
Very Harry Gosling movie.
That's what I call my no.
But it was that was a great movie, and they did a lot of scenes inside the car as well. You know what I mean? A lot of that firsthand kind of driving experience. And so, yeah, this is another one in the long line of movies that of the car chase genre. That's
nice, dude. What do
really
you say?
Good. I would definitely give it a thumbs up.
Nice thumbs up.
And it's free if you have a Netflix subscription, so
yes, sir.
You can always just.
Herb's over there taking notes. This man told me he does not have a Netflix account. And I know he's just like chomping at the bit.
He's a Hulu
so
guy
much good stuff.
Of Seinfeld.
Oh, really?
I actually do have Hulu.
Oh, ew! No, don't say that out loud. That's disgusting.
I have Hulu too. Actually.
Oh, what?
What's wrong with Hulu?
I thought I knew you, man. What's going on?
I just watch Home Improvement in bed.
Exactly. You disgust Johnny over there.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite car chase movies? Do you have one?
Favorite.
Do you have like a top 3 car chase movies? I think everyone probably has in some way.
You know what? I'm really struggling not to throw the French Connection in there because everyone's really crazy about the French Connection, not the greatest car scene. If you ever seen it, it's in the most ridiculous movie with the ultimate, well, not ultimate, but with this really racist cop, Popeye Doyle.
Yeah, really big anti-hero.
Yeah. I'll go old school. Bullet.
Yep.
Was a good one. Bullet had Steve McQueen racing through the streets of San Francisco. So there's a lot of like jumps over like these narrow streets.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Yep. And everyone's really jazzed about this long take that's in there. It's really popular, which I think is probably the low point of the chase, where the camera the camera loses sight. It's just so intense, but it's realistic. It's like, no, what happened is the cameraman screwed up. And he turned the camera like off the action for a minute because it was like dusty, and it was by pure luck that the cameras came back on shot. So that this dude screwed up, man. Like, watch this footage
royally
and see. Yeah, but it's still.
But they made the best out of it.
Yeah, but it's still a damn good chase scene. I'll say that's number 3. Number 2. Did you see? It's not really a car chase per se. It's the helicopter chase in the first Mission Impossible. With Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Dude, it was badass.
There's him there's the train, and then they have a helicopter.
Yeah, because it's a chase. It starts off as, it's a standard chase movie. How the hell are you going to do it? And then it's like, you have a helicopter chasing a train. Well, it's a train. It's on tracks. How are they going to really... It's a train going over bridges. It's a train going...
And then in a tunnel where there's a helicopter in a tunnel.
Yeah, and the fact that, part of it was practical effects. That's what makes it one of the great chases for me. Because it's just really beautiful.
Yeah, that was the start of Tom Cruise as the uber action hero.
Yeah, I like Tom Cruise's like acting. So when it became all action, that kind of tainted it for me.
Right.
I will say though, and I mean, you're gonna hate me for this one because we talked about Transporter, which had some great ones. And I'm not gonna throw in Death Proof. Don't worry about that garbage. No, overhyped BS. But you're really gonna hate this one. Fast 5. Fast 5.
You know what? I hate that franchise. I like that movie.
Yeah,
that's the only Fast and Furious movie I actually enjoy.
Okay.
And that's all I'll say about that. That is actually a good movie. But there is some ridiculousness in that.
Yes,
are you talking about the one where they're pulling the safe?
Yes, they're pulling the safe through. And the thing I like about it so much is it's not just we threw a chase scene in to throw a chase scene because there's cars. They worked it out and like a good 20, 30 minutes of the movie is them working out different ways to do this chase because it's planned out. And I like that they show you they put in the work. So even though the end result is completely unrealistic, you get the sense that these guys worked at it. They assessed variables.
They almost explained it a little bit.
Yeah,
and they gave you a little primer.
I love that so much because that's what I love in a car movie. It's technical. They got down to like nitty gritty details, and then they still did like a safe. It's just the freaking thing is dragging the safes through the streets of Brazil.
They're using the thing they stole as a weapon too. As they start swerving the cars, and all of a sudden the safe is destroying the other cars. Yeah,
it's like straight out of a video game, dude.
Oh, it's so stupid.
Yeah. But it's wonderful because you have this thing, and now it's a tool, and now it's a weapon, and now it's like your defense. And the ending was clever. Like at the end, they worked it out.
Yeah, I did like that.
That's my top, and I know that's kind of a sin to say that's my top, my number one.
Yeah, that should be your number one. But
no, that's my number one, dude. Because these things, entertainment value especially.
You're allowed to like whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay, how about you, brother? What's going on?
I don't know. I don't really know. The top, probably Vanishing Point is up there.
Okay, Vanishing Point is a good one.
Yeah. I liked Fury Road recently. Too. You know what? No,
it is the epitome of a chase movie. Okay.
Film.
None of the Max movies ever did it for me, and I was hoping. I mean, I love the movies. Well, I love some of the movies. The Tina Turner BS and the pregnant kids.
Take it easy. I like that one.
Okay, but no, Mad Max movies. They should be all about these badass cars in the desert, and I mean, especially the first one. Everyone raves about how they had. I mean, the movie itself was originally a documentary about these cars. About these like quote unquote supercars, but they get lost in this ridiculous story of this one dude. Is he shell shocked? Is he not? Does he have a family? Does he? Nah.
Yeah.
And I think they lose their way after a while, which is kind of unfortunate because Fury Road, I love that movie, but not so much for the chase. You really like the chase in that?
Yeah, I liked a lot of that. I just liked the armies of cars. You know what I mean? And like the weapons they use to launch people from one car on something else, you know what I mean?
Okay,
I like that too. The 7-Ups is another one I really like.
Okay.
With Rob Schneider in that one, and I'm gonna say the Blues Brothers too is in that. Just for the all out destruction of the shopping mall and just total destruction of everything, and I really dig it.
So many cars.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna rank them.
There can't possibly be that many cars in the county.
Yeah,
there's more.
And then they bring more and they crash them into everything. It's so fun.
I'm surprised you didn't say Smokey and the Bandit.
I didn't say Smokey and the Bandit.
I'm kind of surprised because that one was another one that's like one endless car chase and pretty.
It's a good movie.
It's a fun movie. This is a black man talking
Smokey
and the Bandit in all its country music, country bluegrass glory, and all its
his red flannel and his cowboy
and all its sweet what's it? And all its Sally Field sex.
Sally Field,
goodness, is actually a really good movie. It's really fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
Right. John, you got an entry in this?
It's already said.
What do you got?
Mad Max.
Oh, I was really hoping you were going to say it's already said Fast and Furious.
No.
Smokey and the Bandit for sure.
Okay, now Fury Road is a damn good one. I'm glad it's getting some love. Herb, what do you think, man?
I really like that scene in Ronin.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Herb taking it classy.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Ronin was a tough movie to watch because you have to be like a film fan to really sit through that because it's more about like the relationship between these two like hardcore bastards, and I'm just like. I kind of want to see you shoot some
Jean Reno and De Niro.
Jean Reno and Robert De Niro. Robert.
Good one.
No, that was a really good one. I can't really see Jean Reno in anything except for the Professional.
Sure.
And this includes that crappy Godzilla from '98.
Oh my God, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, he's in that. He's in that with this.
I only remember the Puff Daddy song.
The Puff.
Hate Me Now,
that was actually a good song and video, which is kind of a shame that it was attached to such a crappy movie.
Oh my God!
The movie,
yeah.
Wait, the song in the movie.
Was it Puff Daddy and Korn?
No,
Ozzy.
It's a.
Are you sure it wasn't Korn?
No, it's a Led Zeppelin cover.
Yeah, Zeppelin.
Oh, that's a Zeppelin cover, but I think it was Puff Daddy with Korn.
No, you're thinking. I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of a different album though.
Okay.
Because I have that one, and Korn actually did the song with Q-Tip with Jonathan Davis.
He also has a song with Ice Cube too, I think.
No, I wouldn't be surprised. What tripped me out there? Okay, we are way in the left field territory.
Yeah.
But just the final note I'll say about that is Q-Tip from A Tribe Called Quest. His real name, like we all know him as Kamal. His real name, like birth certificate, government name, is Jonathan Davis, and that may have been one of the original things to getting them in between.
Okay.
Yep. And you know what? Quick shout out to JM the Thriller Priest for that tidbit. This dude told me that years ago. We're talking a couple decades ago. And at the time, I didn't believe him. I actually looked into it, and I'm like, yo, it's very rare that someone will outright school me.
Especially on hip hop like that.
Well, hip hop, metal,
I like
combined.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm, hey, tip the hat to you, sir. Doff the cap. Okay, so I'm gonna kick it over to, actually, no, back to us.
Back to us.
'Cause I